Matheus, pode soltar.
Perfeito.
Pode soltar.
Eu vou começar a transmissão ao vivo aqui.
Tá
ok.
ok. Nós vamos começar com 2 vídeos, Kleber, e assim eu já introduzo você e a gente começa.
Ok.
Obrigado.
Estima-se que daqui a 80 anos, o mundo terá uma população de 11,8 bilhões de habitantes. Esse índice indica que temos uma grande missão pela frente. A vida ficou mais agitada e móvel. As pessoas estão procurando gerenciar suas vidas e seu tempo de maneira melhor. Hoje temos um consumidor mais focado e preocupado com o corpo e a mente. Produtos e ingredientes naturais serão âncoras importantes para uma vida cada vez mais saudável, onde o consumo está se adaptando aos valores pessoais e à responsabilidade social e ambiental. O compartilhamento de experiências e a substituição de alimentos por opções mais saudáveis promovem uma verdadeira revolução na indústria de alimentos. O Brasil é um país com dimensões continentais e tem uma das maiores biodiversidades do planeta. O país tem uma classe de pesquisadores de alta capacidade técnica, universidades e centros de tecnologia de alimentos com conhecimento para incentivar a inovação. A nossa indústria de alimentos corresponde historicamente a 10% do PIB. O Brasil está seguindo os passos de outros grandes centros. Nosso país desenvolveu a capacidade de Venture Capital para investimentos em startups e o nosso grande desafio é dar início na construção de uma cultura empreendedora no país. O Food Tech Hub Brasil tem a ambição de formar um ecossistema para o desenvolvimento de inovações de modo a atender às novas demandas na forma de consumir alimentos e está à procura de empreendedores que estão trabalhando em inovação e tecnologia, abordando as seguintes áreas: produtos, embalagens inteligentes, desperdícios de alimentos, segurança dos alimentos. O Food Tech Hub Brasil tem como missão criar um ambiente cooperativo, inovador, com infraestrutura física e intelectual, de maneira a desenvolver um dos melhores ecossistemas de inovação em alimentos do mundo. O Food Tech Hub acredita que a tecnologia deve ser utilizada de maneira a criar modelos sustentáveis com sistema circular e compartilhamento de informação, com a união de universidades, indústrias, poder público, empreendedores, centros tecnológicos privados e venture. Temos a certeza que o Food Tech Hub Brasil se tornará um modelo eficiente e de importância global para a geração de alimentos para o mundo que cresce, consome e exige alimentos adaptados às suas necessidades.
Nós da Bayer temos o compromisso de contribuir para o amplo acesso à saúde e à alimentação. Aqui na divisão de Crop Science, somos uma equipe global responsável com foco em pesquisa e inovação. A sustentabilidade é o valor que nos guia. Como uma das líderes do setor, temos o dever e a responsabilidade de enfrentar questões climáticas para a proteção da biodiversidade. Inovação é outra prioridade. Oferecemos aos agricultores as melhores soluções a partir de uma combinação única de sementes e biotecnologias, proteção de cultivos e ferramentas digitais. É nossa missão também utilizar a tecnologia para unir e alavancar dados de nossos produtos e operações. Nossa paixão pela descoberta nos motiva a não desistir de buscar as respostas necessárias para termos um futuro melhor, com saúde para todos, fome para ninguém.
Bom dia a todos. Eu vou, nessa introdução, falar em português e depois eu vou traduzir, Kleber, porque tem já o pessoal de fora. Então, nós estamos dando início no segundo desafio do Food Loss, que é uma iniciativa Bayer. Esse projeto começou há 2 anos atrás, nós fizemos a primeira edição ano passado, que foi um sucesso absoluto. Estamos repetindo a segunda edição, esse ano com 2 focos, né, com tecnologias para soluções de redução de desperdício, dentro da fazenda e fora da fazenda. Eu tenho o prazer de falar que eu estou falando aqui do incrível espaço Life Hub da Bayer, é um espaço extraordinário, que foi criado justamente para criar um ambiente de inovação. Então, é um prazer, queria agradecer a diretora Alessandra Fajardo, aqui do meu lado, por todo o empenho e apoio, a Bruna, da Bayer, e então dou as boas-vindas a esse desafio. Agora eu vou traduzir, Kleber, passo a palavra para ti, tá? I would like to open the second edition of Food Loss Challenge, which is an initiative supported by Bayer Life Hub. We are in the second edition. The first edition was last year, was a big success. And then Bayer motivates to continue this challenge. And we are focusing two verticals this year, solutions for inside the farm, in the field and out of the field, the second one. And the 8 startups were classified after a very careful selection for the committee. And so I welcome you all and thank you very much for being with us today. And I have the pleasure I'm talking from the Life Hub Bayer space, which is an extraordinary space for bringing innovation to discuss. And very happy I have Alessandra Fajardo, director of Bayer, together with me, and Bruna help me in this challenge. I would like to pass the word first to the Secretary of Innovation of the Ministry of Agriculture in Brazil, a very good partner of us, Mr. Kleber Soares, which will address some words given the importance of this challenge. So, Kleber, thank you very much for coming, and this stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Paulo. You prefer that I talk in English or Portuguese?
It's up to you. If you can talk in English, it will be better, because everybody can follow you.
Okay. Thank you, Paulo. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kleber Soares. I'm Secretary for Innovation, Sustainable Development and Irrigation at the Ministry of Agriculture in Brazil. It's a pleasure to me stay with you and especially with my good friend Paulo. Paulo is a very important leader in Brazil that work a lot in food tech issue. And for us from Ministry of Agriculture, the Brazilian Ministry of Agriculture is a pleasure to stay here in this food tech and food loss final challenge. It's clear that the issue of food loss is a very, very, very important issue to work in the world, and especially in Brazil, that in average we have more than 25% of the chains, the agriculture and livestock chains in Brazil. We have this kind of problem. And then I'd like to appreciate this meeting and say to the final honorable startup that participates in this challenge to enhance your initiative, your project. And of course, we from MAPA, from Ministry of Agriculture in Brazil, stay here to help to discuss and to open opportunities for the final startup, Paulo, that participates in this very important challenge. So I'd like to say that I appreciate this movement, and on behalf of our Minister Marcos Monte, congrats all of them that participate in this food loss challenge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kleber. Nice words, and thank you for your partnership always. Thank you very much. And then now I pass the word to Alessandra Fajardo, Director of Bayer, to address some words. She is leading this challenge in Bayer. So, Alessandra, thank you very much for coming, and the stage is yours.
Yeah, we understand that the topic, like Secretary Kleber said, is a very important topic for the whole chain. And we would make this challenge to address the topic and to bring solution that sometimes is not inside our companies. I'm not the expert on all the things for the solution. So this collaboration with the Food Tech Hub is important to bring solutions for the farmers or other partners in the chain that can be beneficiate with this startup, so that brings to us. So the innovation in the pipeline, that is not my pipeline, but the open innovation is something that we invest a lot, and the issue is one of our top priorities. So welcome, and thank you very much for all the end of the selected startups. I wish you the best luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Alessandra. And before I start presenting the startup, I want to introduce our jurors, which first, I thank you very much for coming. I know that the agenda is very tough in the end of the year, but Alessandra Fajardo, Director of Public Affairs and Sustainability, you'll be one of the jurors. Cibele Silva. Cibele, good morning. Director of Innovation of the Ministry of Agriculture. Marcela Galeno, Regional Business Development Manager at Cargill. Julia Carlin, thank you very much, Head of Quality and Food Security at Carrefour in Brazil. And Bernadette Sampaio, Director of Ecosystem of Food Tech Hub Latam. That will be the guys that will be judging the startups. We have a order to start. We will start with the AgriNorm, after AgriScout, Network Agro, Viridian Seeds, Ripe, and then we go to Food to Save, Invisible Foods, and Restin. So, said that, I would like to start with AgriNorm. The rules here, I'm basically a nice guy, but today I will be a little bit nasty. We want to keep 7 minutes and plus 3 questions. So I really beg everyone to follow the rules, so we have a equanimity chance to everyone. So if I can pronounce your name right, Evgeny,
can you hear me?
Nick Pisset, yeah. You have the word when you are going to present your deck, and after that we count 7 minutes.
Okay, let's do it this way. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well. Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. Then I will put the slide on, and let's start.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
So I hope you can see the deck. Yeah. So, hi, my name is Evgeny Pisetsky, and I'm representing AgriNorm, Swiss-based tech startup, helping fresh produce suppliers all over the world to reduce food waste and gain competitive advantage with our software as a service platform for data-driven quality management. Thanks for choosing us for the finals. It's an honor for us. I've been visiting Brazil early in September this year and met with many Brazilian fresh produce suppliers, and we see a lot of potential in Brazilian markets, inside the market, and also for exporters to Europe and other countries. So I said we help to reduce waste, improve quality. How do we do this? It all starts with digitization of the quality data. So to understand and improve, to improve something, we need to understand it, and to understand it, we need to be able to capture and measure it in the right way. A lot of quality information is already collected today with quality inspections, but it's collected on paper, Excels, PDFs, and it's not really usable to draw any conclusions or to improve something in the process. We help fresh produce suppliers to make use of this data. So the first step is to digitize the quality control with our platform, our quality app that helps you to improve and make your process of quality control more efficient with an app that is very user-friendly and offers guidance. And then we collect this data in the form that can be later used to report and also to apply modern technologies like machine learning and artificial intelligence to predict quality. To ensure this, actually our startup is founded by data scientists and food supply chain experts. So we know both how to collect the data, where to apply the app, and also how to make the data ready for the technology. And yeah, we help to visualize the data to understand where problems occur in the supply chain. Is it in the farm? Is it later in the transport? Or is it something that is caused by packaging? Is some variety or some specific product performing less well? And help use this information to improve this quality. So we bring transparency into the supply chain. And we want, if we talk about the farm, we were selected for the farm category. Also, we are applicable and at each stage on the supply chain. If we're talking about the farmers, we help suppliers and farmers to reduce, to move the discussion from just a price discussion, like the quality is no good, I did a discount or whatever, or I claim part of it, to discussion of the reason of it and how to improve it. And if we help suppliers to improve the quality and deliver the right quality to right customers every time, so also make correct allocation decision, what to send to which customer, it will also lead to less claims and also less food waste in the whole supply chain. We believe in this systematic approach, in that the problem globally can be solved if everyone is participating and everyone is contributing and making his part or a little bit better every day using data and hints from the data. And once enough data is collected, our platform is the next step, collected by the clients. Our platform is the next step, can also help to predict quality and make decisions. The decisions are mostly still made by, will be made by people, by experts, by people who know. But we will support these decisions with artificial intelligence, with suggestions based on all the data that is very difficult to grasp with a human brain. It can be weather data, transport conditions data, all the data about varieties and products, as I mentioned before, and help them to make better decisions, to predict quality as early as possible in the supply chain and improve it. Also, we have representatives of retail in the jury, so maybe important to measure to mention that for retailers, it's also extremely important to, I mean, you all know that fresh and fruits and vegetables are extremely important to, and retailers are competing on this. And this is actually one of our clients told me that, like, we need to give them, with the quality of our fruits, we need to give customers the reasons to cross the street from one supermarket to another to win market share. And by connecting quality information from point of sale, from consumer feedback back to the farm, we can help retailers gain this competitive advantage. So I have 1 minute left. Just want to mention that the product is already live. The platform is live. We have already paying customers, and we have all the necessary resources, knowledge, and know-how on board to make our vision happen within the next years to arrive at the final point of our vision of predicting quality and reducing the food waste in the supply chain. This is it from my side. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now.
Well, thank you very much. You are very precise on time. And then I open to 1 or 2 questions in 3 minutes, please. No questions?
No, I have a question. Sorry.
Okay.
Took me a while to find the record, sorry. Do you have any clients, and what is your type of client? You don't need to disclosure, but it's more the food industry, the retail, the packaging, where your solution has more adherence.
Thanks for the question. Very good question. So the platform is already live, and we already have paying clients in Europe, but also in South America. And so the solution is applicable at any stage of supply chain. So you can perform at any point where you can collect data relevant for the quality of the fruit at the end of the day, fruit or vegetable. So our target clients is anyone in the supply chain who is handling fruits and vegetables. Farmers can collect quality information in the field and share it with the supply chain partners to give more transparency. Exporters or marketing organizations can also inform their customers early enough about the quality and make decisions early enough in the supply chain. Also help their marketing organizations or farmer organizations grower organizations can help farmers to improve. Wholesalers, big importers is a very common use case for our platform, because they have to manage the complexity of many different suppliers and many different customers with different quality and different quality expectations. So it's extremely important to send the right quality to right customers, and to do this, they need to understand it early enough. And not the last but not least, retailers also can use Agrinorm platform as a management tool to manage their suppliers, generate more data for category management, understand better what works and what not, and always have fresh fruit on the best necessary quality for each line, because we know that retailers also have the complexity of different lines, premium lines, price value lines, and for retailers it's important to have the right fruit in each line in time, avoid spot buying last minute because someone did not deliver it. And this can be avoided if you know early enough what is coming in terms of quality and volume to you. So actually everyone in the supply chain can use it. Is it answering the question?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other, Bernadette, have a very short question, please.
It's a short question. Okay.
Yes, short question. Yes.
Considering the information that you mentioned, what is exactly the results your customers have been obtaining on saving? And if you can explain, then Paulo will manage the time, where you are with your business model that you mentioned that is software as a service, but where we are in terms of results so far.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand the questions right. So let me try and correct me if I'm not answering your question. So one goal that our customers achieving with the platform is reducing the claims. So the claim rate, and it's now up to 15% as far as we know, of fresh produce is lost in claims, just due to the quality related claims. And the big goal is to reduce this. If we help to reduce it even by half, these are millions of tons of fresh produce of food waste actually that can be saved. So this is one goal. And another goal, which is actually mean to end, and we're already measuring it with our clients, is improving efficiency and quality control. So our customers are up to 40% faster with Agrinorm app in quality control and reporting, saving a lot of time. It's a long topic. I can explain how exactly at the same time, but I don't think we have time for this right now. But this is also another measurable improvement point that we can already measure. And the business model, it's software as a service. It's a yearly subscription based on volume and based on the technology used.
Good. Interesting. Thank you very much. Now it's time for Samish. Samish, are you there? AgriScout.
Yes.
Thanks for
good morning. Bom dia, bom dia.
Bom dia, bom dia.
Let me share my presentation. Pleasure to be with you this morning. Just let me know if you see my presentation.
Let's see. Can you put in a presentation mode, Sam? Yes.
Yes.
I can understand the Hebraic words inside. Yes.
Yeah. Usually I say to people around the world, they can just say sim, but I've learned that in Portuguese it means yes. So since
Yes.
we have Portuguese here, we have to stick with the simcha. It means happiness in Hebrew.
Good. Samish, so from now we go 7 minutes. Please keep your time. Thank you very much for coming. Please introduce AgriScout for us. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you for having me. I'm Sim. I'm the CEO and founder of AgriScout. I spent more than 20 years in defense, working in areas of remote sensing, analyzing data, cutting edge technology in remote sensing, and capturing data and bringing that to a service or a product that the users could use at the end. AgriScout is a business intelligence solution for agriculture, looking at the segment of the field from planting to harvest, mainly in field crops, but also in plantations and trees. According to the United Nations, we lose 30% of global food production to disease and pests. It means that some farmers are growing double the amount of tons than the majority of the farmers around the world. And even before we get to the post-harvest point, we're already losing 30% of the seeds and plants that we've grown over the season. And AgriScout is about helping the people that grow our food grow more and do it with less, truly less inputs of irrigation, fertilizer, and chemicals that go on our food. We all know about the tremendous global challenge of more people, less food, less farmers needing to grow more. But when we look at the facts, in the last 50 years, we put out more chemicals and more kinds of chemicals on every hectare or acre that we grow at a time that we actually need to reduce some of that. AgriScout is a SaaS solution, software as a service. It means our users are collecting the data and we're bringing data also from partners. So they're using their smartphones and small commercial drones that you can buy anywhere. We work globally, so we see it everywhere. And we bring in data. We work with Airbus. It has global satellite imagery at the finest resolution. And it gives us the best insights into the field. AgriScout is focused on the scientifically analyzing that data and detecting the bio risks and opportunities. For example, at the early stage, like a stand count, if I can show the farmer areas that there's a problem, it might be an issue in fertilizer. It might be an opportunity for him to go out and replant. Bayer actually has products for this stage of the season, and it's all about helping that farmer grow more with less. And it's about enabling the people working in the field, the farmer, the agronomist, the agro-retailer, to be able to find those things quicker and make better and earlier decisions. And it's suitable from the first hectare. A lot of the solutions out there are relevant for bigger farmers, the bigger operations, and our solution is relevant for any farmer anywhere in the world. We're agnostic to place and crop. This is the kind of resolution I'm talking about. It's millimeter resolution. The farmer, the agronomist is taking, in this case, the crop advisor took the drone to the corner of the field, turns it on, and it's using our app to mimic a crop advisor walking in the field, like in the W shape. You see here on the right, the white lines is where the drone flew. But the algorithm has detected this disease, and the threshold is on the left side of the field. So in this case, they were able to use even a premium, more expensive product from Bayer to treat this side of the field. And the farmer is happy because at the end of the day, he paid less than just spraying the whole field with a generic chemical, and he actually achieved a better impact on the problem in the field. And this is a very unique, and I think only AgriScout is able to do this, is because we're doing almost plant level scouting. And you can see here that Crop Advisor was able to skip spraying. Each dot represents an image with beetles that the algorithm found. So instead of spraying 4 or 5 times generic chemicals, he skipped them. And when he decided to spray, he was able to use a specific chemical over variable rates at 15% of the field. So there's tremendous, it's not about not using chemicals, it's about using the right chemical at the right time. And in this case, it goes right into the spraying drone, which is just almost targeting that. This case is in corn in Brazil. These squares are 30 by 30 meters or 100 feet. John Deere wanted us to find this pest. This pest works at night, but we see the damage. So the red squares are areas with a lot of damage, and the tractor only sprayed those areas. Again, a tremendous reduction of chemical. And here we're looking at crop readiness and yield prediction. And you see here, we're also counting the tomatoes and also looking how ripe they are. If you don't pick them on the right day, then you're losing food. So you've already made the whole effort and you're losing a certain amount of crop because it's very hard to understand when the field should be picked. And we already work in more than 20 countries with paying clients, a lot of that in Brazil. We work all the way up from the north to the south in multiple crops. We already work with global players as well as Bayer as a client around the world, and with processors, mainly agro-retailers and other agro businesses. These are people that we work with from China through Africa and Europe to the Americas, a lot of that across Latin America, from very small farmers to big farmers, mainly working with the processors. And you can see here that it's very important for us, for the farmer, it's very important to reduce some of the inputs and increase the yield for his ROI. For the processor, for the agro-retailer, we're also trying to impact sustainability when we're doing that as well. I think my 7 minutes are up. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'm so happy that you're so disciplined. Thank you very much, Samish. Nice presentation. And I can see Raquel. Raquel is here in Brazil. So who has questions to AgriScout, please? No question?
No question.
I have one.
I do.
I can't find the hand thing here. Congratulations for your presentation. You mentioned potato and corn. Do you have technology for other crops?
Yes, we work in multiple crops. So we're already doing tomatoes, soy, sugarcane, cocoa, oranges, onions. We're agnostic to the crop, whatever the crop advisor is using. For example, we work with the ACI, Bayer's largest agro-retailer in Africa, and their crop advisors use it as part of their solution to all the crops that they're using. The difference between crops will be how much we do with algorithm and how much is with our agronomy team. And eventually it's about training the algorithms to do everything. But today it's still together. We're not replacing anyone, we're empowering them.
I have a quick question. Nowadays, we have a different and lots of startups that trying to digitalize and AI the field inside the gate of the farm. Mm-hmm. What is your best differential from the others in the market? What do you consider that you can bring extra to the farmers?
I think the ability to bring it to every farmer and every acre on the globe, agnostic to the crop. Many of the companies that are competitors are very focused on a specific crop in the Midwest in America or something like that, or a tree, and we're agnostic to that. The second thing is we focus on working with the chain. So we're working with the processor and his farmers. We're working with the agro-retailer and his farmers. Can be hundreds of thousands of hectares, but we're not just reaching out to a small farmer somewhere, although anyone can download our mobile app and use it. As far as our business focus is doing that.
Very interesting. Yes, thank you very much. I thank you, Samish. Very nice. Very nice. I would like to ask the jurors while they are speaking, and in the end, to put a note in the Google Drive link that we sent, so we can, in the end, summarize very fast. Otherwise, if you download the spreadsheet, you'll take a little bit longer. So we want to be quick in the final decision. So thank you very much, Samish, Raquel. And now I pass the word to Network Agro with Ana and Marcos, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. I will share my screen just a second.
Good.
Okay, can you see?
Okay. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. So, hello everyone, we are Network Agro. We perform digital monitoring of soils, crops, and pastures. Our main goal is to give better results with a real sustainability in agriculture to the farmers. And we do this by identifying the agents that cause the damage before the damage, and then we can make a cost reduction on their production. When we started the project, what we wanted to do is to have a predictive technology to identify the pests and disease on extension crops, monitoring 100% of the area, fully automatic, and with a quick cycle. So 24-hour cycle between the monitoring and delivering of these maps. And when we talk about soil, we wanted to have the real availability of these nutrients being monitored. And that's what we did. This is all the DNA of Network Agro. Nowadays, we operate in 4 verticals. So we have the soil monitoring, crops, pastures, and forests. Like I said, we identify the real availability of these nutrients. When we talk about crops, we identify the pests, disease, and weeds before the damage. So we have a predictive monitoring. On pastures, also pests, weeds and diseases, and carrying capacity to have a better prediction on livestock. And in forests, we identify planting failure, weeds, and tailings for a more assertive management. We have these strong purpose focused on the sustainable development goals. So we have a positive social impact because we act on any size of farmers. We can be at the smallest ones and the biggest also. We reduce the environmental impact of the agriculture because, of course, we can't stop using chemicals, but we can use them in a more assertive way with more intelligence, just on the points of incidence, just where you need and when you need. And of course, a positive economic impact because we increase farmers' profitability. And how it works. We have a weekly monitoring when we talk about crops. So we identify pests, diseases, and weeds each week during the entire harvest. We do this through our mathematical model and artificial intelligence system with assertiveness greater than 95%. All of the results are displayable on our web mobile platform. So the client, they just need to contract our service and see the results. They don't need to input any data. They just have to follow what is happening on their areas. We integrate our results with all sprayer manufacturers that have variable rate, of course, on their technology, and we can allow this application only on the incidence points. Our business model, we operate as a service and we charge a value per hectare per harvest. So that's why we can be also in the small farmers because they will pay for their amount of area. And when we talk about the biggest one, it will be scaled to the size of their areas. And we can operate with our own team or via regional partners. That's the way we settle to scale the business. So nowadays we have a few shortcuts to achieve these farmers through chemical factories, open innovation projects, agricultural machinery factories, everyone that already have a relationship with these farmers and can add value to their business, to their products, using Network Agro technology together. We started operating in extension crops. So we are talking about soy, corn, beans, wheat, sugarcane, cotton, and pasture. And we have a capture metric of this huge market of 10% of this market. We are talking about 11 million hectares in Brazil and 47 all over the world. When we compare our technology with our competitors and thinking about these specific points, prediction, 24-hour cycle, 100% of the area, automatically identifying weeds, pests, disease, and soil, we are the only one that delivers all these results in the only technology. We, like I said, we have a purpose really focused on the sustainable development goals. So when we think about all the results we deliver during the harvest, we act in 12 of the 17 sustainable development goals. And we decided to make it a deal, public deal, being part of the Global Compact. So nowadays you can enter into the Global Compact website and see each action we are taking and what we are aiming to do in the future. And also with this report, we also deliver to our clients all the trackability of the harvest and everything that we give them about sustainability. So we have a sustainable report, we have a trackable report, and this goes with the results in the end of the harvest. When we talk about the results—
Ana, less than 1 minute, please.
Okay, I'm seeing here. We have the results here, and with a harvest, with really dry harvest last year here, we were expecting 150 millimeters of rain, and we just had 230, and we produced 29 bags more per hectare with less 3 spraying applications, with a total cost reduction of 33% of the harvest, just using network agro.
Okay, thank you. So we open, thank you very much. Very nice, Ana. Thank you for your presentation. Now I open for questions. Alessandra raised the hand, so.
Sorry, I'm the one that got it. You showed the slide before that you have partners and also reach out to farmers yourself. That is your business business approach? You're going to be also working with partners on the future, or you plan to have your own team of sales rep in this particular program? What are your strategy?
Okay, our main purpose is to be a tool for the agriculture sector. So our biggest purpose is to have these partners, is to scale our business through this kind of partnerships. So nowadays we already have a few contracts with Corteva, for example, Klabin, a few cooperatives here in Brazil, because we want to add value to their products and their service. And of course, we can grow by ourselves, just reaching the final clients, but it doesn't make sense. We want to add value, not just for the final client, but to the entire sector. And thinking about scaling the technology, it will be the perfect fit for us and the big companies that can put more on their deliverables also.
Bernadette.
Hi, Ana. You mentioned in your competitiveness box that soil is one of your differences. Can you elaborate a little bit more how you take the measures, or the farmers need to have get the measures done, or you provide the service as well?
Yeah, when we talk about our soil monitoring, our sensor, it is here, in fact, we have a portable sensor that was fully developed by us. So we don't need the traditional analysis, we just need to use it on the field. Our system identifies the type of the soil, the relief, and the size of the area, and shows in which points do we have to use the sensor. So it reads all the data and it generates the maps of the real availability of these nutrients, humidity, pH, temperature. And like I said, the farmer doesn't need to do anything besides contracting our service. He will receive the results. They don't need to input data. They don't need to change the way they look at their areas. They just will receive the data and take better decisions and faster decisions.
Okay.
Just one quick question.
Yes, Sibeli. Yes, 1 minute.
Right. You mentioned the partners, and what about the clients? How many clients do you have, and if possible, what's the area covered?
Yeah, nowadays we are on our 10th harvest. So we entered in market in 2018. We have already monitored 150,000 hectares so far. And nowadays in this summer harvest in Brazil, we have around 80 clients with 30,000 hectares being monitored nowadays.
Good. Okay, Anna, thank you very much. Very nice to hear from you. Now we move on to Viridian. I can see Jit is here. Nice to meet you again, Jit. I think we met 3 months again. Hello,
yes.
Manash.
Hello,
how are you?
Hello.
Fine,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. And Manash, co-founder, I mean, he would take up the presentation.
Yeah, Manash, you have 7 minutes after you put your deck on the screen. And then,
okay. Shall I start?
Okay. I cannot see your deck in the screen, Manash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. No, take your time.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, he's coming now.
Yeah, thank you. I got scared.
Yes. Yeah, put in presentation mode, Manash, if you can, please. Yeah. Great.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Before I start, thank you so much, the team and the organizers for selecting us. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name is Manash Chatterjee. I'm co-founder of Viridian Seeds, and we are creating improved crops of different, improved varieties of different crops, which we call superior crops. And one of the areas we are also focusing is reducing both pre and post-harvest food losses in the field for different crops, and also during transportation. So our technology is actually can be applied to any crop that is produced from seeds. So we are currently focusing on legumes to make agriculture greener and food sustainable, but I'll also present you some data from tomato, melon, and papaya, which I have been working on. Our solution helps farmers, consumers, and environment. So farmers, basically, they can get superior varieties. They can grow it locally. There's built-in traits for post-harvest for long shelf life, so reduce spoilage and wastage. Consumers also get better quality products, nutritious products, and especially environment. So our varieties actually help reduce significant amount of CO2 emission because we are reducing wastage. At the same time, we're also targeting disease resistance, and which means less sprays, and hence you improve soil fertility and also biodiversity. So our vision is really to transform agriculture and food systems to be climate friendly, resilient, and nutritious. Technology-wise, so we have two technologies. These are non-GM technologies. So they're proprietary to us. So the first one is called tilling, which is high throughput mutation breeding in the next generation one. And the second one is gene editing, which we all know. And what we're doing currently is that in the short term, using tilling to create varieties. And in the long term, we plan to combine both the technologies together. That makes our platform very powerful and scalable because they are complementary tools. So just to explain very quickly, so tilling, basically what we do is, so in Viridian, we have a database of a gene bank for traits. And this has been compiled from sequence databases, expired patents, and through network of our collaboration and experience. And what we are trying to do is basically look for mutations in these genes which have been selected from a collection of mutant population which we create. How we create that? So we take a bag of seed, we treat with a chemical which causes mutations throughout the plant genome. Every seed is different. We grow the seeds. We collect seeds from each plant. We store that in the seed store. So we have a seed bank for different traits. We then take small amount of seeds from this seed bank. We extract DNA. And usually this a mutant population library of 5,000 plants or 10,000 plants. And then what we do is basically we have a proprietary protocol. We are screening for mutations and identifying new alleles which are performing better than the current varieties. And for that, we use this Illumina system at the moment, which is very fast. And what happens is at the end of 12 months, we get a list of mutations in 50 to 100 genes in different traits. Then the computer software tells us which mutants are going to perform better than the current varieties. So we go back to the seed bank, we grow those plants, confirm the traits, and then we have a commercial product. So in 15 to 18 months, we file an IP. In about 2 years, I think we have a commercial product in horticulture crops. But the second trait, we can go back and mine again and again, and we can create this variety within 12 months. So this is we're trying to speed up the breeding process of horticulture crops. The other advantage is that what happens if you don't have gene with you to begin with, especially disease resistance, because every variety gets hit after 3 to 4 years. So you can grow this population library in hotspots. You get resistant plant, you sequence these plants, you clone the gene afterwards. So you can do both forward genetics from gene to trait and also from trait to gene. Some examples, so I have worked on, so I actually initially worked on tomato long shelf life. I created tomatoes with 60 to 80 days of shelf life after harvest. But then what happened is melon and papaya genome was sequenced, and I found out that these tomato genes also exist in melon and papaya. So I did Teeling screening on them, and I was able to create longer shelf life of 25 days in melon and papaya. The other disease, other trait I worked on was papaya ring spot virus. As you know, it's a big problem. It was rescued by GM. The papaya industry was destroyed in US in the 80s. It was rescued by GM papaya. Outside of the US, consumers and farmers don't want GM papaya. So I provided a solution. I created a non-GM versions of these lines. And these varieties are currently being evaluated and varieties are being created. We filed an IP. The US IP has been granted. And we have also filed an IP in Brazil. So, so the technology is working and basically showing, we are trying to tackle the food loss in the field. So farmers can also store these fruits in the plant itself, and consumers can also store the fruits, in the house as well. So we are trying to reduce wastage like that. So team, we have a very balanced team, both commercial and scientists. So I have Jeet Dasgupta here. He is co-founder and looking after operations. Mr. J.R. Johnson is a pre-seed investor and mentor. Professor Spillane is a professor at the University in Galway and expert in genomics. And I also have scientific advisors and business advisors throughout the value chain. So I have David Stiles advising us on sustainability and carbon footprint issues. Dr. Sarkar, he established the speed breeding in crops, which helps reduce the timeline. Dr. Narendra Singh is ex-breeder from Syngenta, helping us to create commercial varieties, and Balaji advising on CRISPR. And then among the business advisors, I have Professor Barsby, she's ex-MD Lima Grain, and also Nayab and currently professor at Cambridge University. Dr. Alain Bourgeois is ex-MD Lima Grain China, advising us on strategies for Europe. And finally, I have Mr. Abhijit Roy. He's a grain trader operating in Africa and India and guiding us on trade logistics. So what we have achieved, so we have been one of the 6 companies from around the world selected by Illumina Accelerator. Illumina, as you know, is the world's largest.
1 minute, Viridian. Manash, thank you.
Okay. So we have been selected by Illumina Accelerator. Currently, we are working with their team to come up with better protocols for high throughput screening using their machines. We have established collaborations with organic food company. We have also raised pre-seed funding from VCs and also angel investors. That's it. So our mission is to make agriculture and food sustainable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manash. Very nice to see the development, and say my hello to Balaji that we met too.
Yes.
And Alessandra has a question for sure.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
It was very interesting. And my question goes regarding your strategy of achieving the market. Are you willing to work just working with your own proprietary seeds, or are you willing to license out this CRISPR technology or whatever the technology that you develop to other seeds companies?
Okay. No, at this point, I'm open in the sense that we are actually a plant-based product company, but we are open in the sense that we will be filing IPs on some of the traits we are creating. So one of the model is that while we make our own products, we are happy to license our lines for other seed companies to create varieties.
Thank you.
Sibeli, Bernadette, Julia, any question? No.
Just a very quick question. How do you manage the question about the IP you mentioned? If it's free for use, do you manage it directly with the owners, or are you working only with what is free for use?
Yeah, so what happens, you see that every trait we are creating, we do freedom to operate before we start working. And a lot of the old patents, which are transgenic patents, overexpression and antisense, they don't cover this technology because this is a 20-year technology, it doesn't exist. So when I started working on papaya, I found that there was a patent already by Monsanto and all that, but luckily they did not include tilling or mutation. So that was the loophole, and basically I was able to file a patent and we got our patent granted. So this is how we are operating. So we have a team who dissects the patents which are expired and things. So this is how we are making this proprietary gene bank. But of course, also we are working on new genes in collaboration with academic universities, and this is how we are working.
Perfect. That would be one additional question. The team you have that analyzes the patent are your team, or you contract those analyses?
Yeah, no, at the moment we are kind of working with the help from Cambridge University Accelerator. So there is a IP team who helps us. We are able to access their databases. But yes, in-house, we don't have any IP team at the moment. We are a startup, small company.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you very much, Manashe. Indeed, very nice to see the developer since we talked last. And thank you for coming. And now we move on to Itamar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Itamar, nice to see you again, and good luck with your speech. 7 minutes, please.
Thank you. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for picking us for the final here, Paulo and Mateus and all others. So we are RipeGuard, and what we are doing is basically we provide expiration date for fruit and vegetables. The core technology was born in Migal Research Institute in Israel, and we were invented by Teralab Ventures and the Israeli Innovation Authority. So the global fresh produce market size is about $2.3 trillion annually, 30 to 45% of losses along supply chain. At least 18% of these losses occur at the distribution retailer segments. And this is our first focus on the segments, although our technology can work from the farm, like optimization of harvest time and for consumers. I'll present it. So the vision of our company is the reduction of the fresh produce losses. The idea is prioritizing different batches, just prioritizing and changing the method of distribution of different batches. Now everybody is working with a FIFO method, like first in will be the first out or first to distribute. And we are offering a new approach, first expiry, first out, and hence reducing all the waste that occurs because of wrong misjudgment of freshness or ripeness, or lack of the ability to do that. By the way, any other, as far as we can tell, there are no available technologies, commercial technologies for prediction of shelf life, and we do have a full system. So the basic technology, we call it the deformation threshold. It is IP protected in many territories globally, including Brazil. The idea is we apply force on the fruits or vegetables themselves, and we measure the deformation threshold, the very specific layer when between the elastic and plastic phase of the fruit or vegetables. It's just a few tens of microns, and it helps us. It's a novel approach, and it helps us build prediction curves for ripeness or spoilness, overripeness of fruits and vegetables. Work perfectly with fruits and fruity vegetables. The current portfolio of our company now work on avocados, strawberries, mangoes, nectarines, and peaches, persimmon, kiwi fruits, tomatoes, bell peppers. We can gain new product in 7 to 14 days. It's very easy. The algorithm is very smart here. The idea was just to demonstrate that we can work on fruits and fruity vegetables, crops from cold regimes and subtropicals, those who are ripening and spoiling very fast, like nectarines and strawberries and such, that are taking a long time to ripe, like avocados and kiwi fruits. The platforms that we have a whole system. The idea is a SaaS model. I'll present it, but it comes with a device that we will provide. 3 different platforms. One is a desktop platform. We just, Paulo, you got the chance to see it. You put the fruit, just press simply start. It tests. It takes less than a second. We only need to test a few tens of fruits, like 20, 30 fruits, in order to provide expiration date for a whole batch of hundreds of kilograms. We are working on developing a hand platform, very easily to use, and an automatic platform that will ride on a conveyor belt, and it will be able to sort as well, not only provide the expiration date, but also resort batches if needed for specific crops, so in an automatic model. So we are targeting distributors to retailers. Although we can help farmers with our technology, and we have the preliminary data here, we can help optimize harvest date. We can help consumers just to know what they are picking for the house, like for consuming, but we are focusing on the distributor to retail phase now, understanding that this is the major impact that we can make with this idea. So it's a SaaS model. We will provide the device, the software, the algorithm. It's a cloud-based algorithm based on AI, and we can save up to 80% of these losses that occurs due to misjudgment of ripeness. We know at the retailers, we know from pilots, that the commercial pilots that we have conducted, that retailers have at least 15% of losses. That depends on the produce, sometimes even 30%, and it mostly because different batches that arrive at the same day have different potential of shelf life, and if you just distribute it like in the FIFO, first in, first out, you have many losses in here, and we help prioritize. Just change the date that you are referring to the one that will be expired sooner. The team, our team, Dr. Shaul Nashitz, he's the inventor, one of the co-founders together with me. He's a post-harvest expert, a researcher in post-harvest field. He's a serial inventor, invent several solutions along the supply chain. Some were licensed and produced commercially. Mr. Erez Redschmidt, our VP R&D, is a system engineer. He's very experienced with taking idea into a product, came and joined us from the pharma and automotive world. Mr. Guy Fleischman, the executor operator, he's very expert with conducting or managing complex missions. And myself, my background is agri-tech. I have mastered in science, 17 years in the agri-tech field, from seeds and breeding, developing technologies, and managing different initiatives. So basically, this is us. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them.
Thank you very much, Tamar, for being so precise in time. Thank you very much. And now I pass on the jurors to ask questions to you.
Sure.
Who is Alessandra?
You said that your priority would be the retail. But thinking about the production, you said about 20 to 30 plants, fruits. But in average, if I have a peach tree, the farmer could, how many peaches they have to scan in percentage? So it's 5% of the 1 hectare, is 10% of the hectare. Can you give me an idea about how is the amount of sampling that he would have to work with?
Sure. Actually, we do not refer for trees specifically because of 2 reasons. We're just looking at we are following the operational or logistic common practices. So that depends on the market. The market refers specific batches, and we fit ourselves to that. Our algorithm has a part. It's an algorithm by itself. It knows how to sample fruits and knows when it is enough for it to know the expiration date, and it is statistical thing for the whole batch. We know that in maximum case, like in the biggest variance that we can see, and it's very rare, we will probably need to sample. We will need to sample maximum of 40 fruits, regardless to the batch size. Normally, it's between 20 to 30. It's very fast, and when we will have the automatic model, it will never change anyhow.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Julia, Bernadette.
Yeah. Tell me about your customers and how do, if you have already, how many you have, and if your device to measure the fruits are already developed, how developed they are and commercial they are to put into the customers.
3 questions. I'll try to keep the order. So
yeah.
The first one, we just finished conducting a commercial pilot with the biggest retailer in Israel. Was very successful, and now we are negotiating for integrating the system. In here, we don't sell yet. We do have discussions with European companies and with the other Israeli companies and with companies that export from Israel to Europe. So all 3 kinds. So that was one question. The second question: the desktop platform is ready. It is working. The whole system is working. The 2 other are on development. The hand one is very easy for us to develop because it's just to make it smaller. The biggest one and the conveyor one will take us about a year to build, because the challenges, the numerical challenges over there are different. But we can do that. We will do it. So that 2 questions. What was the third? Sorry.
No, that is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. The idea, by the way, is a SaaS model. We will provide the whole system, and we are not an engineering company, but software approach software company.
Okay.
Okay, our time is out. Thank you very much, Tamar. Very nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Now we are moving on to a Brazilian company now, Food to Safe. Murilo, I can see you. Thank you. To join us today, please.
Obrigado, Paulo. Posso fazer em português mesmo?
Pode fazer em português. Você vai apresentar o deck?
Vou sim, deixa eu abrir ele aqui já. Tá aparecendo aí para vocês. Deixa eu só minimizar. Legal. Quando
Então,
puder...
Murilo, 7 minutos, tá?
Legal, tá ok. Bom dia. Imagina você, que é dono de um estabelecimento comercial, de um restaurante, uma padaria ou até mesmo um supermercado. O negócio vai bem até que no final do dia você acaba se deparando com alimentos que não foram vendidos, né, ao longo do dia. Muitas vezes porque um cliente esperado acabou não aparecendo ou porque realmente ele estava um pouquinho mais fora do padrão estético do que os clientes estão acostumados. Infelizmente, deixa eu ver se... Opa, passou aqui. Infelizmente, esse é um problema...
Não passou, Murilo, desculpa. Põe no modo apresentação, vou descontar aqui, e não está passando. Então, acho que o modo apresentação é importante.
Claro, deixa eu colocar aqui novamente.
Vamos dar um reset aqui.
Eu tinha colocado já no modo apresentação, vamos ver se agora...
Vamos ver. Tenta passar no próximo. Não tá indo. Põe no outro.
Tá na apresentação?
Não. Vai no slide 2 para ver se ele está movendo, senão você vai ser prejudicado na apresentação, Murilo.
Claro. Slide 2 foi, não?
Não foi.
Murilo,
você precisa colocar para apresentar a tela.
Eu pus aqui, peraí.
Que aí apresenta toda a sua janela.
Tela cheia.
Ah, tá, tem que ser tudo, peraí. Boa. Vamos ver se agora vai. A tela cheia.
Aí você já está no segundo. Tá.
Isso.
Passa o terceiro só para checar. Passa o próximo. Aí, beleza, pode voltar no segundo.
Legal, pessoal. Desculpa o problema técnico.
Não, sem problema nenhum. Tá? Vamos ser justos aqui. Manda ver.
Obrigado, vamos lá. Então, como eu ia dizendo, imagina que você é dono de um restaurante, de um estabelecimento comercial como uma padaria, um supermercado, e o negócio vai bem, mas no final do dia você acaba se deparando com alimentos que não foram vendidos e que acabam sendo descartados. Muitas vezes esses alimentos que não foram vendidos é porque um cliente que você esperava que fosse aparecer acabou não aparecendo, ou até mesmo porque ele está um pouco fora do padrão estético que os clientes estão acostumados, né? Infelizmente, hoje a gente vive num país e num mundo e que isso é muito comum. Hoje são 125 milhões de pessoas que vivem em insegurança alimentar no Brasil, enquanto 41 mil toneladas de alimentos são desperdiçadas todos os dias. A gente está falando de um impacto ao redor do mundo de 750 bilhões de dólares que esse prejuízo, que esse descarte de alimentos acaba gerando. Pensando nisso, a gente criou a Food to Save, que hoje é o maior movimento anti-desperdício de alimentos do Brasil. A gente é uma plataforma marketplace que conecta estabelecimentos do segmento alimentício com usuários que tenham interesse em salvar alimentos que não foram vendidos ao longo do dia, com até 70% de desconto. A nossa missão, quando a gente criou a Food to Save, foi realmente eliminar o desperdício de alimentos, revolucionando a forma de consumi-los, né? Então, a gente passou a entender um pouco como que o desperdício acontecia dentro dos estabelecimentos comerciais e como que a gente poderia mudar esse cenário tão crítico. Quando a gente olha para um mercado a nível Latam, a nível América Latina, a gente vê que são 10 bilhões de dólares o prejuízo financeiro que os estabelecimentos do segmento alimentício possuem e geram devido ao desperdício de alimentos, né? Então, a gestão realmente desses produtos, tanto que estão próximos do vencimento ou que estão fora do padrão estético-cultural, acaba gerando um prejuízo muito grande para todos esses estabelecimentos. Hoje são mais de 3 milhões de estabelecimentos do segmento food service na América Latina, o que mostra todo o potencial, e são 30 milhões de pessoas que poderiam ser alimentadas anualmente se esses alimentos não fossem descartados, né? O que mostra realmente a possibilidade que a gente tem de impactar não só financeiramente, mas também trazer um impacto social muito significativo. Como que a nossa solução funciona na prática, né? A gente tem os estabelecimentos parceiros que fazem a sua produção diária, fazem suas vendas ao longo do dia, porém eles trabalham muitas vezes com cenários de demanda imprevisível. Obviamente, quando a gente fala de restaurante à la carte, essa demanda é um pouco menos imprevisível, apesar dela existir também, mas a gente fala muito de restaurante por quilo, que o produto fica exposto, uma padaria, que o produto fica exposto, um hortifruti, um supermercado, e você tem uma expectativa de clientes que vão ao seu estabelecimento, mas nem sempre essa expectativa é atendida, nem sempre ela se confirma. Então, muitas vezes, quando você tem uma demanda abaixo do esperado, você acaba tendo uma perda muito significativa de alimentos. E esses alimentos que normalmente vão para o lixo, através da Food to Save, eles deixam de ir para o lixo e a gente disponibiliza ele para venda através de um modelo de sacola surpresa. O estabelecimento ele monta essa sacola surpresa e, ao invés de ter um prejuízo financeiro no final do dia e gerar um prejuízo ambiental, ele vende essas sacolas surpresas com até 70% de desconto, né? E quais que são as... Desculpa. Deixa eu passar aqui. E quais que são as vantagens para você e para o mundo, né? Para o estabelecimento, para os parceiros, como que funciona realmente em termos de vantagem para todo mundo? A gente entende que a Food to Save ela consegue criar um elo entre o estabelecimento, entre o meio ambiente e os usuários que participam desse movimento com a gente. A gente gera uma receita extra para o estabelecimento, atrai novos clientes, que hoje mais de 60% das nossas vendas é de retirada no local, então o cliente vai até o local, conhece o estabelecimento, gera também uma divulgação para ele, faz com que os clientes conheçam novos locais. Obviamente, a gente consegue reduzir a emissão de CO2 que acaba sendo gerada através do descarte de alimentos, traz um ganho muito significativo para o meio ambiente e um ganho significativo social também, que mais pessoas passam a consumir alimentos por um preço mais acessível e, obviamente, ajuda a evitar o desperdício de alimentos no Brasil. Como que a gente atua, né? Esse modelo de vendas nosso, né? A gente atua num modelo de vendas realmente muito diferente do que a gente está acostumado. A gente não atua hoje no modelo de vitrine virtual, mas sim no modelo de sacola surpresa. Quais são os benefícios, né, da sacola surpresa? É realmente ser um foco total no excedente. Então, o estabelecimento ele não vai anunciar, por exemplo, eu tenho um chocolate com desconto de 70%. Não, ele vai montar uma sacola surpresa com todos os excedentes que ele tem naquele dia, vai encaixar ela em um dos modelos pré-estabelecidos, de sacola salgada, doce ou mista, e vai disponibilizá-la para venda. Para o usuário que compra, ele vai poder visualizar qual estabelecimento está oferecendo a sacola surpresa, como no caso do Print, uma sacola do Rei do Mate, vai saber se a sacola é salgada, doce ou mista, e vai saber qual é o desconto aplicado, como no caso do Print, que está um pouquinho pequeno, de 45 por 15,99, tá? Então, a ideia é que seja um processo fácil para o estabelecimento na hora que tiver esse excedente, não ter que ficar cadastrando, tirando foto, nem nada do produto. E para o usuário também, ele se engaje muito mais na causa do que no desconto, né? Ele participar desse movimento de salvar alimentos através da sacola surpresa, tá? A nossa visão realmente é ser um movimento referência na luta contra o desperdício de alimentos, promovendo um consumo consciente e sustentável, e não trazer muito esse mindset de consumo consciente, de impacto sustentável, e não tanto o apelo de preço, tá? Quem já é nosso parceiro, né? Hoje a gente já tem alguns parceiros relevantes da nossa plataforma, desde Havana, Hortifruti, Natural da Terra, Rei do Mate, e até a Nestlé também, que está sendo nossa parceira atualmente. E a gente gosta muito de trazer o crescimento constante que a gente vem tendo ao longo desse ano de 2022. Foi um ano muito positivo para a gente. Nós alcançamos 3,8 milhões de faturamento ao longo desse ano, 36.720 clientes ativos mensalmente, aí, quando a gente analisa a média do ano, que mostra que realmente o nosso modelo está no caminho certo, a gente vem conseguindo ter um crescimento significativo. E para 2023, a gente espera crescer ainda mais, né? Atingir 16,7 milhões de faturamento ao longo desse próximo ano, tá? O que a gente gosta de reforçar é que 8 em cada 10 comidas que são disponibilizadas na plataforma são salvas, né? Então a gente consegue ter um resultado super positivo de tudo que é disponibilizado. E a gente já tem alguns grandes números, né? Desde 1.300 estabelecimentos cadastrados até 700 toneladas de alimentos salvos e mais de 10 milhões de receita incremental gerada para os estabelecimentos parceiros, né? Isso a gente conseguiu construir graças a um time, inicialmente de founders com experiência já de empreendedorismo em food techs e na área de operações, o Lucas com experiência empreendedora, eu, o Guido, na parte de food techs e o Fernando na parte já mais operacional do negócio, quando ele trabalhou na Honda, e muito do time de Food Savers, que a gente criou um time diverso, complementar, que vem contribuindo muito para que o nosso crescimento seja cada vez maior e mais constante ao longo desse ano de 2023 que vai se iniciar. E por fim,
terminando, Murilo,
de trazer é realmente um movimento Food Saver que a gente criou e vem criando ao longo dos últimos meses, que traz aí um impacto gigantesco, onde a gente já tem mais de 25 milhões de pessoas que nos visualizou no TikTok. Isso é muito bacana para a gente. É isso, muito obrigado, eu fico à disposição para tirar dúvidas.
Obrigado, Murilo. Bacana ver o desenvolvimento, né? Que eu acompanho vocês faz tempo. Parabéns. Perguntas?
Eu não tenho pergunta, tenho uma dúvida. Você mostrou como exemplo o Rei do Mate, e aí a sacola estava na sala, na página do Rei do Mate. Isso. Ela funciona na página do parceiro ou dentro também do seu? Como é que vem as pessoas do consumidor que vai comprar essa sacola?
Exato. As pessoas, elas compram através do nosso aplicativo, da Food to Save mesmo. Você baixa, ele é um aplicativo Marketplace que você vê todos os estabelecimentos que estão com itens disponibilizados naquele momento. Então, aí você clica, por exemplo, você vê Rei do Mate, aí quando você clica no Rei do Mate, você vê aquela opção, aquela tela que eu te mostrei. Mas você tem todas as opções, desde Havana, Bela Paulista, enfim, todos os estabelecimentos que são nossos parceiros.
Obrigada.
Imagina.
Alguém mais?
Oi, Murilo.
Verna?
Vocês adotaram o modelo da sacola, né? E o quanto ela é um enabler para vocês, um limitador, porque imagino que comprar o que não, você não sabe o que está dentro, você tira a perda do estabelecimento e gera perda ou não para o consumidor se ele não consome tudo que está na sacola. Então, o quanto ela facilita ou o seu modelo de escalar ou ela tem ela é um limitador, um facilitador ou não para frente?
Eu acredito que virou mais um facilitador, Bernadette, até pelo número que eu te trouxe no TikTok, da gente ter 25 milhões de visualizações totalmente orgânicas, porque as pessoas gostam da experiência de ser surpresa. Virou realmente um unboxing, a pessoa recebe, compartilha uma experiência nova, o que será que vem? Aquela surpresa realmente, obviamente que quando positiva, né, é muito bacana. E o que a gente fala, e que a gente trabalha, nosso foco realmente é que as pessoas comprem pelo propósito. Então, se você comprou e realmente tem um alimento que você não gostou tanto, você pode ou buscar fazer uma receita para reaproveitá-lo, ou até doar mesmo, né? Isso a gente é muito claro. A ideia é que não haja desperdício, então a gente é sempre muito claro nessa comunicação. Recebeu algo que não gosta muito, dá para aproveitar de alguma forma? Não dá, faça a doação. Mas, no geral, como o estabelecimento traz alguns insights, que é salgada, doce, mista, e você sabe qual estabelecimento você está comprando, você tem uma ideia do que você vai receber.
Uma dúvida rápida. No seu modelo de negócios, tem o estabelecimento, como é que ele paga vocês? É um percentual? É uma adesão?
Exato. Hoje ele não tem nenhum custo fixo, somente em cima do valor da sacola. Hoje, de cada sacola vendida, 60% fica para o estabelecimento parceiro e 40% fica para a Food to Save. Então, hoje a gente não tem nenhum custo adicional, nem nada. A gente fornece o saco craft, a gente cuida da operação logística, e ele só tem a responsabilidade de montar a sacola, disponibilizar para venda, e quando ocorre a venda, a gente cobra esse FII em cima da venda.
Ok. Obrigado, Murilo. Muito bem explicado. Agora, now I would move on to John from Invisible Foods. John,
yes.
You have 7 minutes. Thank you very much for coming.
I think the screen is there?
I can see it. Yes,
right.
It's here.
All right. Well, let's go. 7 minutes and counting.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, all. I am in the right screen. Okay, so we're Invisible Foods, and the reason our enterprise started because our CEO has been working in the fruit and veg wholesale trading for about 7 years, in which he calculated at some point that a lot of the imported products weren't good enough for retail, and they were simply thrown away. And on his own account, this amounted already for 1,000 people a year. The reason for that is that the consumers are picky. We all are. If there's one apple that doesn't look good, you don't take it. And that's the way retail works. So basically, there's a considerate amount of imperfect products, and then I'm talking about skin defects, certain ripeness that is on a higher scale, maybe different sizes, or also because there's a certain surplus at a certain moment. This amounts to a huge destruction of food for about 350 billion worldwide. You may wonder, how the hell is this happening? Well, basically, the wholesalers focus on retailers. That's where they make their money. So that's the priority. Second, because of the hierarchy in the chain, the risk is financially often passed on to the farmers. So they are ultimately paying for stuff that cannot be sold. And third of all, at this very moment, there isn't any law that is protecting or preventing the situation to happen. So there's a gap. So we think this is the moment. The digitization makes that that there's a transparency. Retailers can find farmers and the other way around. Also, there's a social debate going on about food loss. I don't need to tell you. And third of all, there's a sustainability reporting urgency being CO2. Okay, so what is our solution? We've come up with a way to distribute about half of the products that are unfit for retail. They're good enough because of the nutritional value for the upcycling industry. And then you need to think about pulp producers, companies that manufacture frozen product, juice makers, food supplements. These are upcyclers, and they are plenty. We've identified them, which I will show you later on. So basically, what's our solution? We just want to make a match, just as there is this familiar dating app that matches based on preferences. And our solution isn't called Tinder, but it's called Finder, and it basically opens a marketplace where the upcyclers can meet the wholesalers to redistribute the imperfect products. How does that work? Basically, we have a intelligent camera system that is an algorithm that learns on many dimensions that fruits can be affected from. This scan will identify all the individual products in the batch and generate a quality report. That quality report will be uploaded in our platform. And there's, in the case of mangoes, for example, specific companies that have indicated we are interested in those. Well, basically, the system will make the best fit because it's a perishable good. There's a limit to certain location of the buyers. And, well, the quality needs to match as well. In the meantime, the wholesalers are helped by our data system to see what is actually happening, what am I wasting at what moment. So there's a dashboard solution that we're providing them to see what's coming. And this is also obviously working on the buyer side to see and predict what's coming in. And for the rest, obviously, the stuff that has not been destructed is offset CO2. So that is a gain for the for both the wholesaler as well as for the buyer. Well, so basically, what we'll do, we'll prevent destruction costs for the wholesalers. We'll be able to generate an incremental income on the stuff that is not thrown away. And if you look at it from a simple perspective, like where we are, there's quality control at the wholesaler. There's stuff that goes to the retail. There's stuff that is still in the packaging and that will be kept by the retailer. And there's stuff that is selected directly to go into the bins. We're working in the first phase where we're doing the image recognition to take away which the products, the imperfect products that are labeled as waste will qualify the contents and we'll be redistributing them. In the second phase, we'll be doing the part of their inventory that is still in packaging. And in this third phase, we'll go on inspecting all the quality that is, all the products that are coming in. So also the retail quality. We're working with a SaaS subscription, and we're working with a rescue commission of the products that we're actually saving that are sold. Right now, we're in a paid pilot in the Netherlands, and for next year, we'll be doing 4 complementary wholesalers to identify certain product categories, exotics, more vegetable stuff, so that we have the training of all the kind of products that we need to sell. Still have half a minute. Right now we're at the phase where we raised 750,000 euros. We have a runway of 12 months. Got 2 big investors, institutionals, up for a second round. And I think we got the team with mostly people that are from the actual industry of the training, and the tech team is there as well. So 7 minutes.
Thank you very much, Joe. Very interesting. Very nice. Thank you very much. Questions now?
I have a question for you. What do you think is your major challenge after this pilot? Is the technology itself, or more the reaching out to the market?
Now, the reaching out to the market hasn't been any problem so far. I mean, all prospects are interested. There's a clear gain for both sides. I think the main problem that we'll be facing has to do with sorting in scale, because if you identify which part of the batch is good and which isn't, you immediately want to separate it. And so there we would need machinery and an investment from wholesalers. So this is a clear topic that we'll need partnership for.
Thank you. Who else?
All right.
No questions?
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, John. Very interesting. Yes.
Thanks.
We move on to the last one, Restin. I saw that Luciano is here.
Olá, pessoal. Bom dia, tudo bem? Vocês me ouvem?
Sim, bem, Luciano.
Perfeito. Vou fazer em português aqui, tá bom?
Tá bom.
São
Luciano,
7 minutos,
mesmo,
né, Paulo?
7 minutinhos, obrigado. Manda ver.
Perfeito. Olá, pessoal, eu sou Luciano Almeida, nutricionista e CEO aqui na Restin. A Restin é uma SG Food Tech focada em combater o desperdício de alimentos que está na indústria, fazendo a venda desses insumos para os restaurantes, para a área de food service. Dessa forma, a gente consegue se adequar nas ODS 2, 13 de ação climática e 12, está totalmente vinculado ao desperdício de alimentos, tanto que ontem a gente ganhou o selo Impact, voltado à ODS 12, nós ficamos entre a top 3 e também fomos startup de destaque na área de impacto pelo Inovativa Brasil, que saiu também esse mês de dezembro. E esse desperdício ele está altamente grande, não só no Brasil, mas no mundo todo, que representa mais de 2,5 bilhões de toneladas, isso considerando toda a cadeia, é o terceiro maior emissor de CO2, então o desperdício está totalmente vinculado com a ação climática. No Brasil não é diferente, igual o Tchusei falou, é uma quantidade extremamente significativa que tem esse desperdício. Dentro da área da indústria, colocando um valor monetário, esse desperdício ele ultrapassa mais de 16,5 bilhões de reais, considerando também toda a parte de insumos, mão de obra, logística reversa, então é um valor extremamente significativo. Dentro do varejo, 42,5% da perda dele é por causa da data de validade de produto, então a validade é um precursor muito grande para o descarte do alimento, e numa outra ponta nós temos o food service, que é uma potência aqui no Brasil, representa 2,4% do PIB, mas ele encontra alto custo na compra de insumos, com um bom custo-benefício, e aí que surge a Restin para fazer oferta de insumos para essa base de restaurantes. Nós tivemos uma pivotagem no começo do mês, nós éramos uma empresa B2C voltada para o varejo e para o consumidor final, mudamos totalmente para ser uma empresa B2B, focada em restaurantes comerciais. Então, a gente está na nossa base desde abril, com 124 restaurantes, 8 cozinhas industriais e 11 indústrias de alimentos. Entre elas, Swift, nós somos um dos maiores distribuidores de produto reverse próximo da validade da Swift. Temos a Nestlé, que estaremos fazendo um trabalho juntamente com eles a partir do ano que vem para venda de insumos. Também temos Copacol, Minerva, Friboi, sempre fazendo esse trabalho de ação. E nós fizemos essa pivotagem juntamente com a BRF no nosso piloto que tivemos com ele no começo do ano. Com isso, a gente conseguiu salvar mais de 8 toneladas de proteína, que tem um alto valor agregado. A proteína ela está muito vinculada com alto custo na produção, e com isso a gente conseguiu poupar mais de 575 toneladas de CO2, porque a proteína ela tem um grande impacto. Então, o que a indústria ganha? A redução do desperdício, consequentemente pela venda desses insumos, e rentabilidade. Em 3 meses de ação dentro de uma indústria, a gente conseguiu rentabilizar mais de 117 mil reais, e para o food service ele tem a economia certa na compra, além do melhor custo-benefício com descontos de até 70%. No nosso jeito Restin de ser, a gente trabalha com alimentos e unidades de negócio para facilitar ali a forma de trabalho e o foco. Então, a nossa unidade de negócio atual são as proteínas, que é o canal de entrada para o food service, e a próxima unidade de negócio serão os estocáveis juntamente com a Nestlé. A gente trabalha com entrega totalmente terceirizada, refrigerada, desde o armazenamento até a entrega final, porque o restaurante ele precisa receber uma mercadoria dentro do padrão de qualidade, de temperatura, sempre com essa máxima qualidade e responsabilidade técnica. Atuamos em São Paulo, capital, e nosso objetivo em 2023 é expandir para outras unidades, cidades do interior e também em Minas Gerais, que tem um potencial muito grande de ação ali. Nosso diferencial, trabalhamos nesse formato de plataforma, conectando as duas pontas. É um mercado a explorar, porque a indústria ela não está com foco no food service para a venda de produtos próximos da validade. E um grande diferencial nosso é a qualidade, porque a gente se preocupa com todo o elo do alimento, desde o momento que chega até a hora que o restaurante vai consumir essa mercadoria, para ele não consumir uma mercadoria que venceu. Então, a gente faz todo o monitoramento para saber se realmente o alimento foi consumido, colocando sempre esse nosso cliente no centro. Temos alguns competidores voltados à venda de produtos próximos da validade, como a Gox e a Sulk, mas eles têm um foco no varejo alimentar. Tem a Superopa, que faz um trabalho similar ao nosso, mas voltado a um padrão mais B2C, tanto que a gente está unindo forças aqui para poder combater esse desperdício de alimentos, assim como a Food to Safe, que a gente está agora começando a conversar para unir ações em conjunto ao combate ao desperdício de alimentos. De modelo de negócio, trabalhamos em 2 formatos, 1P e 2P de vendas, que é o quê? Eu compro da indústria e vendo, que é o modelo 1P, e o 2P é uma compra vendida, que eu faço a conexão entre a indústria e os restaurantes. Temos faturamento médio mensal de 33 mil, considerando que a gente iniciou em abril esse novo modelo de negócio, e a nossa projeção para 2023 é alcançar 1 milhão e 900. Fomos já referenciados com grandes mídias, como a Exame, a Forbes e também o Estadão. Participamos de vários projetos de aceleração, somos uma das 10 startups selecionadas pelo Garagem Cielo para fazer essa ação. O nosso time é composto comigo e a Franciele e o Rafa, somos 7 pessoas aqui na Restin. Esses são o grupo fundador que está desde o início, quando era um projeto social e se transformou numa empresa. E temos um conselho muito bem estruturado aqui com o Rafa, o Pina e também a Carol Pfeiffer. O Rafa ele já trabalhou no Zé Delivery, o Pina foi CFO da Cielo e a Carol Pfeiffer ela tem uma empresa listada na Bolsa de Valores. Nós estamos numa segunda rodada de investimento para dar uma guilhotinada aí para 2023. Já participamos de alguns fundos. Nosso objetivo é fazer uma captação de 1 milhão para que a gente consiga trabalhar mais na área de tecnologia e conseguir salvar mais de 100 toneladas de proteína em 2023, introduzir outras unidades de negócio que já está no nosso roadmap ali, iniciando a partir de fevereiro, e conseguir poupar mais de 1.300 toneladas de CO2. Então, entre evitar o desperdício de alimentos e ganhar dinheiro, a gente sempre prefere ficar com os dois. Muito obrigado.
Legal, Luciano. Bem entendido sua pivotagem, desde que eu acompanho vocês. Parabéns aí. Perguntas?
Obrigado.
Eu tenho uma pergunta, Luciano. Você mostrou o teu faturamento mensal e mostrou que você está numa segunda rodada de investimento. Esse valor da segunda rodada de investimento é para o modelo 1 de compra? Vocês imaginam, essa a necessidade? Você precisa de ter capital para começar a comprar mais? Ou você vai continuar com os 2 modelos de investimento, né? O modelo 1 e o modelo 2 como...
Boa pergunta.
Trabalhar.
Excelente pergunta. O nosso objetivo é focar mais no segundo modelo, no modelo 2P de vendas, porque daí eu não trabalho com estoque, eu só trabalho com a conexão. Contudo, o modelo 1P, ele mantém uma garantia de entrega, de pronta entrega ali para o estabelecimento, porque o restaurante ele precisa de uma mercadoria rápida. Então, a gente vai manter o modelo 1P, porque ele mantém uma estrutura ali do nosso faturamento por causa de um estoque, mas sempre trabalhando com o estoque o mínimo possível para a gente não ficar com um desperdício, mas o foco mesmo é trabalhar no 2P de vendas, que é que eu faça essa conexão. Porém, ela tem que ser muito ágil, que o estoque é muito dinâmico dentro da indústria. Nós começamos a utilizar o modelo 2P de vendas, mas tinha que ser muito rápido, a gente preferiu pausar e ficar com um P para depois focar somente no 2P, porque daí eu tenho relevância dentro da indústria. Para a gente crescer dentro do B2B é um pouco mais complicado, porque a indústria ela é muito grande, então a gente tem que saber lidar um pouco de degrau em degrau ali com ela.
Obrigada.
Bernadette?
Oi, Luciano, ainda acho que em linha com a pergunta da Alessandra, qual o teu desafio para para continuar escalando o teu negócio, porque eu imagino que o ponto, como você estava falando, o ponto logístico é essencial. Então, quanto você consegue escalar até o ponto, considerando uma dependência ali de onde está a sua fonte de material? Então tem essa questão logística refrigerada no meio do caminho. Então, qual o desafio, né, que você tem e o quanto que impacta também no modelo de negócios, né, considerando os custos e tudo mais.
Sim,
Nessa logística.
realmente o custo logístico ele é um pouco mais elevado por ser uma entrega refrigerada, né, um armazenamento refrigerado, diferente do estocável, então ele tem um custeio um pouco maior, só que o que a gente está fazendo é se estruturando com grandes empresas de delivery, tanto que nós estamos agora iniciando uma conversa com a Box Delivery para a estruturação de um projeto de entrega mais descentralizada, porque daí eu consigo aumentar a minha escalabilidade, entrar em outros pontos e também unir com outras empresas, igual que a gente está fazendo com a Superopa, porque daí nós conseguimos unificar a nossa operação e fazer uma entrega com muito mais alcance. É um desafio, não vou falar que não é, porque é um desafio a gente encontrar toda uma logística que funciona, mas vinculando com essas empresas que já existem, então, tipo, eu não preciso criar um novo mercado, porque já tem. Nós só estamos aproveitando e colocando um produto que está próximo ali da validade. Porque geralmente essas entregas elas trabalham com produtos frescos, que a gente fala, que está dentro do prazo de validade. O que a gente está fazendo, vamos só incluir aqui um produto próximo da validade, sempre focando também aonde a indústria está. Então, a indústria está esparramada no Brasil inteiro, então a gente trabalha em pontos centrais, tanto é uma ação que a gente está já negociando com a Nestlé para fazer um piloto numa ação, mas isso quanto que a gente consegue expandir? Aí a gente já fez até esse mapeamento para fazer a expansão.
Ok. Com isso, estamos dentro do tempo. Agradeço a todos. I thank you all for participating of this challenge. Now, I would like to ask the jurors to finalize the evaluation. We'll give 10 minutes more. I can see that most of you have been evaluated along the challenge. So 10 minutes, so we will see the two winners of this challenge. Thank you very much.
Matheus,
Pode falar, Bernadette.
Não sou eu, não.
do I have to send the form to somebody or just to fill? Eu tenho que mandar o formulário para vocês ou é só preencher no Drive?
Não, só preenchendo mesmo. Já vou contabilizando aqui.
Beleza. Eu fiz uns ajustes aqui agora,
bom.
mas ok.
Também. Ainda estou fazendo.
Perfeito. Estamos no aguardo.
Avisa quando tem que... Fala um minutinho.
Podemos, então, encerrar as avaliações, jurados? Bernadette, a gente pode finalizar as notas?
Pode.
Tá perfeito, vou contabilizar os valores que estão lá agora.
Thank you all, jurors, for the very fast evaluation. We could reach the results. I will start with the vertical inside the farm. And the winner is Viridian Seeds from India. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And out of the farm, I'm very glad to announce that Invisible Foods got the prize, and congratulations, John. And I can tell you one thing, was a very tight dispute, all high level of startup network, all unbelievable. I'm so glad to see that, because I've been working with a startup 4 years now, and I can see a lot of developments, and I'm so happy that we reached this result. And I can pass the word to Viridian to say 2 minutes words, and then John, 2 minutes word afterwards.
Thank you very much.
The organization will reach you for comply the prizes, the winner, or what we are going to do with you two companies mentoring from Breyer, from Food Tech Hub, and the Pricing Money, as the rules are saying. And so thank you very much. Jit, you have the word.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Paulo, and the team and the judges for selecting us. And this is like great honor for us, and we really wanted to really make changes in the agriculture and in the next generation food and protein-based food, and to save the the wastage and reduce the wastage as much as we can of the food. And this is absolutely a great platform for us. And 2000, and they couldn't have been a better closing of 2022. And we really look forward next year to work with you all and how to take this whole initiative even further and make it happen. And this is great. Thank you very much, I would say. And thank you very much for Viridian Seed team. Manish is not here. I mean, he had to leave, but from Manish and from myself, it is great honor. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. John.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Jit. And
thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to see you as well.
And my respect to the whole jury. That was a lot of information in 2 hours at a high pace. So but you're almost there. It's almost weekend. We are obviously very honored to be winning in this category. And as the question which was just asked, which I answered with the sorting situation, it's great that we can identify which products are good, but then still the industry itself needs to take a step in immediately making it monetizable by introducing machinery to do the actual sorting, and this is let's say a challenge topic where we're facing, and I'm really interested to see what your network can offer in helping us solve the next big step. So
yes, thank you very much.
Obrigado.
And I can see many of solutions. I saw it here too, that fits to what Brazil needs. And feel free to contact me anytime, because that's one of the mission of Food Tech Hub Latam, to bring solutions to the Brazilian ecosystem in order to improve the food system transformation. So thank you all. And we will be back to you, the winners, with what we have promised. And I would like to a special thanks to the jury and to join us in this mission. And I'm sure next year will be the 3rd edition of Food Loss Challenge, because it becomes a very important challenge for our ecosystem. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas and have a great year all.
Thank you, Paulo. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.